WandaVision, Monica Rambeau. We got to talk about some Captain Marvel 2 news. We got Nia DaCosta, who I'm excited for as the director. Loved what she did with Little Woods. Can't wait for Candyman. Oh, you and me both, man. Yaya is the dude. And also, isn't it funny that Tiana Paris is in Candyman and Nia DaCosta is director of Candyman and she's going to be director of Captain Marvel? It's all tied together. I love it. But your thoughts. So before I get into it, so the villain, I don't know. And this actress, by the way, I've only seen her in Buzzsaw, Violet Buzz. I did not like that movie, by the way. Yeah, Velvet. Oh my gosh, that movie was so bad, in my opinion. But the young lady is playing a villain. The villain now, I'll be honest with you, I don't read a lot of Captain Marvel comics. Your thoughts on number one, Amanda, your excitement level for Captain Marvel 2 with Nia DaCosta. We get Miss Marvel in the mix. We have, Tiana Paris as Monica Rambeau. Allegedly, this might tie into Secret Invasion. And then again, do you know much about the villains in the Captain Marvel's lore, who she could be playing potentially?
Yeah, I wish I did. I really wish I did. But here's the thing. I would have almost enjoyed Captain Marvel as a character more if this was her first standalone film.
Yeah.
Because you're setting up so many characters as we've seen right now. And by the time Captain Marvel 2 comes out, we have no idea what else is going to, happen. We may love Miss Marvel, like the TV show. I'm pretty sure it comes out obviously before Captain Marvel 2.
Yeah, later this year.
Yeah. So we're going to get that. We're going to get to know these characters. And I didn't like the first Captain Marvel. I'm sorry, but it wasn't my favorite. I just think because Carol's such a powerful person.
She's Superman. She's a Superman of the MCU.
Oh, she's amazing. And we only saw bare minimum in Infinity War and Endgame, and that kind of powerful presence you can stick anywhere. It's the same kind of feel that I have with Doctor Strange. He's super powerful. I didn't feel like they needed to have a standalone film because you can just place them anywhere and you can develop the character that way.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent, but
no, you're good. I'm loving it.
I'm really excited for Captain Marvel 2. I am so stoked. The whole cast, from what I'm seeing, from Tiana Paris, I'm just, oh my God, I'm blown away. I'm so amped. Nia DaCosta directing. I'm so excited. Just everything is fitting perfectly for Captain Marvel 2.
I think so.
And I think it's just going to be on a 10, whereas the first one was okay, we're getting this in between, Endgame's coming next. It's is this the placement that you really wanted for Captain Marvel? It just didn't suit it for me. But yeah, I'm amped. We're getting everything. It's a building block.
Lining up. Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
I couldn't have said it perfectly. Captain Marvel, I have no gripes. It's not my favorite film. It's not my least favorite film. It's kind of right in the middle. The one thing that I didn't like about Captain Marvel, it didn't have any that's why I love Nia DaCosta in the mix. The directors didn't have a stamp. I didn't feel any flavor. I didn't feel any energy from the film. It was, and I think that kind of translated from the lack of their sensibilities as a director. It kind of plays in Captain Marvel. She was and I love Brie Larson. She's an Academy Award-winning actress. So, but I didn't feel for the character like I did with other MCU introductions to the Avengers. So I think this is going to be kind of almost like a Thor situation where I think we're going to get a Taika Waititi as Nia DaCosta. She's going to bring in new life to Captain Marvel. I hope that people are still fans of Captain Marvel with all the stupid internet Twitter beef that people have with Brie Larson. I hope that Tiana Paris comes out of WandaVision as a gem. People love her. Kamala Khan comes out of Miss Marvel, and now they're going to inject them into Captain Marvel 2, Secret Invasions. It's going to be a good movie, at least I hope. Chris, man, what's your thoughts on the villain being in the mix? I know some people brought up that she could be a Queen Skrull. Some people, I read the article that she could be a Moonstone. Again, I'm not too familiar with Captain Marvel's lore. It sounds like Cheetah to me, this Moonstone character. She comes across an artifact that gives her powers similar to Captain Marvel. Look, I don't read Captain Marvel comics, but she doesn't have the best rogues gallery. Unfortunately, she doesn't have Spider-Man's rogues gallery. Iron Man, for example, doesn't have the best rogues gallery, but they were able to make it work. So your thoughts on this casting, your excitement level for Captain Marvel 2, and just general thoughts on all this news here, man.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, not a huge Captain Marvel movie fan, but also not a hater at all. But I also haven't seen it that much. I understand why it's lower on people's rankings, but I respected it for what it was. I didn't really get where the Brie Larson beef came from. I never really dug into it. I don't really understand it.
Yeah.
But I'm also a big fan of. Not a big fan, but I'm a big believer in Marvel correcting things. So like I know Marvel heard that chatter and they're like, all right, okay, cool, y'all got it. We'll step it up.
Yep.
We heard you loud and clear, and then I appreciate what they do, like, you know, with that kind of information. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see what it is. I mean, obviously, I told you I'm not a Monica fan yet, but you know,
man, it's an uphill battle for you with this one, Chris. You're not a big fan. They're gonna sell you, man.
But I didn't hate Brie. Like I didn't hate Brie. Like Brie alone. If people hate Brie after seeing Thor call the fucking Stormbreaker and it goes by her hair and she does a little smirk thing, if you don't have DNA, you're not a real human.
The Brie Larson conversation, to me, it has nothing to do with the movie. It was all about the press, the junkets of the comments, and people took, you know, again, that's a whole story for another day. I'm a Brie Larson fan. I don't have no problem saying that. I mean, she's a fantastic actress, dude. Like, great director. I'm excited for her career. But Kristen, Captain Marvel 2. Nia DaCosta, Miss Marvel, Photon, we got Skrulls, we got Nick Fury, we got Sword. Are you excited for this? And also, we got a villain now. Are you excited for Captain Marvel 2?
So, I will say before this live stream, I didn't really know too much other than Nia DaCosta was going to be directing. So, I already thought that was cool, but I wasn't like, I was just kind of like, okay, whatever. But to hear that Miss Marvel, who I'm very excited for, I kind of was like started reading the Miss Marvel comics when they came out. I'm not caught up anymore, but like I really loved seeing Carol like pass on the mantle to this young girl. So I'm excited for that show. So to find out that she's going to be in this movie, and so is Monica, and potentially, you know, having these powers now. Actually, this has like gone up a bunch on my list. I'm very curious. I think to see her team up with these other like women, you know, and kind of get like this female team.
Great point.
I mean, I could be wrong, but it sounds like
I think you're right on the money with that. Yeah,
it's going to be really cool. And you know, I think one of the things that I did like about the first Captain Marvel was there was like a really great sense of like girl power, where like, you know, had ponytails, where like, you know, we're supporting each other, and so to see that like we're gonna get would you say this is our first like team up of women?
Yeah.
Other than the one shot in Endgame.
But say movie wise, Well, I guess
we have a whole movie. So.
Black Widow would have done that by now if it would have came out last year, but we don't have that. But
so I mean, I'm really excited for that, and
definitely,
I hope Miss Marvel is going to be really good because I'm very much interested.
Fingers crossed. I mean, that's a lot. That young lady, I feel so happy for her, but that's a lot of pressure to put on a young girl's career. Like, you have to run your own show and go into a movie. Like, that's unprecedented. But what were you saying, Chris? I'm sorry.
Oh, I believe in Marvel. Like, that's kind of what we were saying before. Just like, you know, they're finding these young new talents that haven't done anything yet, and they're going to turn them into superstars. And I'm like, right.
So
especially the young women of color. It's like, finally.
I'm so excited for Miss Marvel. And again, I'm really excited to see what they do with Captain Marvel 2. Zach, man, this year, I guess, again, we talked about a little bit of just your general thoughts on Captain Marvel as a film. And then excitement level for part 2. We have a director, we have some co-leads, and then we now have a villain. Is this something you're looking forward to? It's coming out next year if things line up. November, if I'm not mistaken.
We all hope. I didn't particularly like the first Captain Marvel. I didn't hate it. You know, I'm not one of the people that's mad online about the movie. But I thought it was maybe a little underwhelming, though oftentimes origin stories can be a little bit underwhelming. And I hope that not having to establish that and getting to just, you know, play within the realms of the world will free them up to do some more interesting things with the second one, especially if we do get this sort of kind of organic female team up thing going on with the movie. I like many of the people involved. I like many of these actors. I've been on the Tiona Paris bandwagon for years, and I'm glad to see the stock is high. And just to speak specifically on Zawe Ashton, you know, I like you. I think the only thing I've seen her in is Velvet Buzzsaw, and not that I love that movie, but or like that movie very much, to be honest. But it is a movie full of very famous people: Jake Gyllenhaal, Rene Russo, Toni Collette, Daveed Diggs, and she kind of stands out among that cast, despite it being the first time I had seen her. So that also makes me excited for
Zach. I've kind of forgotten the film, but she was almost like the lead of the. It was like her, like
it was kind of her and Jake Gyllenhaal were co-leads. But you know, but also just she kind of jumped off the screen, I felt like, in that role. So it makes me excited for her presence in this movie. You know, another plus, I think.
Great points, man. I think Amanda and Chris and Kristen and Zach have hit it on the head. They're all the pieces of the puzzle come together. I think again, I think that this will be a Thor situation where the first, and I like Thor 1. I don't like Dark World, but when we get to Thor Ragnarok and we get Taika Waititi, he kind of brings new life into the character. We're now super excited for Thor 4. I think we're going to get that same type of flavor, hopefully, with Captain Marvel. People are going to get excited again. Nia DaCosta brings her flavor, her flair to the film. I think that this villain will point, if it is again, if it's the Moonstone character that she might be playing, or the Queen Skrull. The Queen Skrull makes a lot of sense to me because they announced that we're getting a Secret Invasion TV show with Nick Fury and Ben Mendelsohn as Talos. So it makes sense that that would probably connect into those two worlds. And who's to say that, you know, the whole conversation about Monica Rambeau a couple weeks ago, she doesn't have the best relationship with Carol Danvers because she was in space when her mom was dying of cancer on Earth. So I'm liking that conflict of those two characters. And then maybe, you know, Captain Marvel showing her how to use her abilities, also mentoring Kamala Khan as Miss Marvel. So I think Brie Larson has the gravitas to kind of hold that weight of pass. I don't know if she's going to pass the mantle because she's going to be Captain Marvel for 2 films and she's going to retire and be in space all the time. But we'll see what the future holds for that character. But it's looking bright and I'm looking forward to it. And I hope you all are as well. So